Audio Jungle.
Today I'll be reviewing and showing you how to use the Audew in-car air compressor. Alright guys, after reading the instruction manual, it seems simple enough. It looks like all you do, plug in your desired PSI here using the plus and minus buttons. I'm going to pump it up to 36 PSI. So if I leave it there, it'll flash, and then in a moment it'll just stop flashing. It'll go back to 0. So after I plug it in, it should give me a reading of my current PSI, and then should just go to my desired PSI. Now I'm going to test if this works, and I'll let you guys know what I find out about this thing. I want to explain how the in-car compressor works. So you plug it into your car with a 12 volt, and then you'll get a digital display. Now you'll want to use the plus and negative buttons to set your desired PSI. And then you'll plug into your car, and if your desired PSI is greater than your tire PSI, you'll know what your tire PSI is the moment that you plug it in. It'll give you your current PSI. So if your desired PSI is greater than your current PSI, then when you turn it on, it'll begin. If your desired PSI is lower than your current tire PSI, then nothing will happen when you turn it on. So right now it's at 34.5. You can see my desired temp is 38.0. So if I flip this thing on, it should turn on. So we're gonna try that right now. And now we're at 35.5, 36, 36.5, 37, 37.5, and 38.0. Alright, so it got up to 38.0, which was my desired PSI, and then it automatically shut off, which is exactly what I wanted to do. So far I really dig this product, and I think it's perfect for what 99.9% of people need. It's a good emergency thing to have, a good thing to throw in the trunk. It's a very small footprint. As you can see, it's not much bigger than my hand here. So I think that anyone could find a spot for this type of thing in their car, and I think it will be worth its weight in gold when you really need it. In summary, it's a great product to have, especially when you need it. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room. It's really easy to use, very simple. Set your desired temp and then hit go, and it does the rest of the work for you. It won't overfill your tire as long as you have the correct setting. You know, I've had products like this before, but none that were this easy to use, and none that were this much of a no-brainer to use. You know, I mean, I could set the temp for my grandma and give it to her, and she would be able to use this in the event that she needed to. And all she would have to do is plug it into the 12 volt, hook it up to her car. That's simple enough for her to do, and turn it on. And she would be able to refill her tires. When you're crossing the desert, you definitely want to make sure that you have a product like this on standby. It's a lot better than waiting for AAA or putting the donut on. You know, especially when a lot of the punctures that people get in their tire is not exactly a huge puncture. I'm Tyler Carroll, and this was the Audew in-car air compressor, powered by your 12 volt charger.